All right, guys. All right, let's go. How are we doing? We are dumping a bit. We have been filling up my orders. So that is, first of all, great. It's absolutely lovely to see. Now, at the first sight, maybe this dump is looking a bit dangerous. It is looking a bit, scary, maybe even. At the first sight, definitely. However, my orders have been getting filled up, so that's great. Because I wanted my orders to get filled up, of course, because I wanted to enter the market, because I think the market is looking quite good. So that's the first thing to say. Because, however, the markets might look a bit scary right now in the short term, but this is going to be the time, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, where I want to be accumulating again. So that is exactly what I'm starting to do. Definitely Bitcoin, first of all. I mean, let's go over the scary things of why Bitcoin is actually looking scary. I've just uploaded my daily analysis. So if you didn't already, you can watch that video, but I'll quickly recap it right now because I've literally just uploaded that video. I'll quickly recap it right now. But of course, after the stream, make sure to watch that video as well, right? Now, what we're seeing is, first of all, Bitcoin breaking down below this level of support now. And that is looking scary. That is looking scary, definitely in the shorter time frame. Now, we've been having a look into this liquidity wick, right, on the downside. We've been having a look into this wick right over here. And I have been saying, I've been drawing, right, that it is going to be getting filled up very likely. Either partially or all the way. Now, on some of the exchanges, it is already looking like it will be getting filled all the way. I think Binance dipped all the way to the 100K, so on Binance it will be partially. However, I do think that we are pretty close to our bottom right now already, because we are approaching this level of support right over here, this downtrending level of support. I think this will be a pretty important level for Bitcoin. So yeah, I think we're approaching pretty close towards our bottom already in the shorter time frame. Now, also we can be having a look into some other data pretty soon, but in a longer time frame, guys, we need to be aware of what's going on now, because in the longer time frame, guys, the forces are changing ever so slightly. Okay, before the force was definitely very strong to the upside, because we were trading in a strong bull market. All of the fundamentals are bullish, all of the on-chain indicators were bullish, everything was pointing into the direction, every force was to the upside, everything was leading up to, pointing to the fact that we were gonna see even more pushes to the upside. Right now, though, it is changing, okay? First of all, yeah, we are getting a bit of a breakdown right over here. This might not be the most important thing to have a look into, but definitely, if we're going to be zooming out, we're seeing a big loss of momentum for this cycle. Big loss of momentum. We're seeing a double bearish divergence getting created. We can be seeing that this parabolic trend is getting broken to the downside now from our second Fibonacci level of resistance we have been having a look into. We've been grabbing the liquidity above the previous highs at the exact top, which isn't looking great. We have been hitting that end part of the cycle. We have always been seeing 1,064 days of bull market after the bear market bottom. Right now, we've been seeing that again, and we have been exactly topping out at around this level. After that, a bear market is always followed. On top of that, on-chain signals have been hitting this downtrending trend line and have been peaking out, like I've been talking about, also on the Nupal chart indicator and also on the apparent demand. You can't see the full chart, but if you have been watching my videos, you know where I'm talking about. Because on the apparent demand, we're also seeing the bearish divergences. Bitcoin price is pushing higher, and while the apparent demand is fading, clear bearish divergence. However, like I've talked about in today's update video, and this is going to be a bit advanced. It's going to be a bit hard for people to understand. And I get it. Because before, I was just bullish. It was very simple and easy, nice and easy. I was just bullish. The trend was bullish. Everything looked good. So for the entire bull market, I've just been saying, I'm bullish. Every single dip, I'm bullish. Every single dip, I've been saying, oh yeah, I'm just going to be accumulating now because we're going to be headed even higher. That is just what I've been saying through the entire of this bull market. Now, right now, it's going to be changing. Okay, my thoughts are changing. Why? Because of the stuff I've been having a look into a bit before. Now, one thing to do keep in mind, and which I made very clear in today's update video, is that I will still be bullish. I'm still bullish. I'm just very cautious, okay? I will still be bullish as long as we can still trade above the 50 weekly moving average. Because some people have been saying, oh yeah, you're getting bearish because of fundamental and technical reasons of the Bitcoin chart. But what if all of this, because gold has been surging, it has been surging, and always whenever gold has been surging, always money started to flow back into Bitcoin again after gold is finished with its rally. What if that is going to be happening again? And what if we're going to be seeing an extended cycle this time around? What if this time is indeed going to be different? Well, I do not want to be left out of the market. I want to be involved in the market. What if this cycle, indeed, we're going to be following global liquidity cycles? What if this cycle we're going to be following the stock market cycle? What if that is going to be happening because now we have ETFs, we are having much bigger players involved in the market? What if all of these things are happening? Well, then we're obviously not going to be following this stupid 4-year cycle anymore, right? So we should be aware of that fact that we could this time have it a little bit different. And this time it could maybe be a little bit different. It could, okay? So that is why I still want to have a look into the 50 weekly moving average. And as long as Bitcoin can still hold above this level, which is a very important level, if Bitcoin can still hold above the bull market support level, right, which is the 50 weekly moving average, I will still remain to be bullish on Bitcoin. As long as we can still hold above, based on all of these facts, based off maybe this time it's going to be different, right? Now, I will say, however, that I do not think that this time is different until I'm proven otherwise, okay? Until I'm invalidated with my thesis that indeed the 4-year cycle is destroyed, that this time we're not going to be seeing a bear market. Until I'm going to be invalidated, well, then I'm going to be shifting my opinion if I'm going to be getting invalidated. Right now, I'm still going to be sticking based on what history is telling me. So history is telling me that pretty likely the 4-year cycle will be getting repeated again, and that all of these charts are going to be playing out like we have been talking about. Now, if I'm going to be invalidated with that, if we're going to see another bounce from the 50 weekly moving average and we're going to be hitting to these range highs again, well, I might shift my opinions very quickly, okay? And I will be saying that I'm still going to be bullish all throughout this way right over here, okay? I'm still going to be bullish as long as we can still hold above the 50 weekly moving average. If we're going to be falling down below this level, that is going to be the moment where I'm going to be saying, yeah, for sure, right now, all of our danger signals are starting to play out. Right now, I'm just aware of the fact that these danger signals are there. I'm not overly bearish just yet. I'm just aware of the fact that if right now we break below the 50 weekly moving average, I want to get bearish, okay? Simple as that. Now, I've also been saying in today's update video that it's very important to have a look into Ethereum now. Because I think if indeed Bitcoin has already topped out, well, then money can start to rotate back into Ethereum and back into altcoins like it has been doing every single cycle. We've always been seeing Bitcoin topping out, and Bitcoin top wasn't very apparent at the fact when it was in. I mean, people only realized a month after the fact that the Bitcoin top was in. For example, let me show an example of what happens. For example, if this was already the Bitcoin top, but we still consolidated around these levels, we still make a bit of a dead cat bounce. People do not think that this was the top. People do not expect that that was the top, right? People still do think that we're going to be hitting new highs again. During this phase right over here, people think the Bitcoin top was not in yet, right? While pretty likely it would be, right? It would be. But during this phase over here, people do not know that the Bitcoin top was in. So what are they going to do? They're going to take on a little bit more risk. They're going to have a look into these altcoins, and money is going to rotate into Ethereum, into altcoins, right? That has been happening during the 2021 cycle and the 2017 cycle, where Bitcoin has topped out, but 1 month, during the entirety of the 1 month after Bitcoin has already topped out, will altcoins really pick up momentum and really go exponential. This has always been happening, and if we're going to see a top again, I would not be surprised that if we're going to see some sideways consolidation right over here, Ethereum can be picking up the lead and can be seeing a nice push to the upside. Now, let's see if that indeed is going to be happening. We are seeing a bit of a further dump right now, so it's hard to see that right now, right? During a dump, well, all of your emotions are pretty much going all around the place, right? It's hard to stay rational in the market. It is hard to stick to your plan. It is hard to stick to your analysis during around the dump that we're seeing now. So yeah, maybe if I'm saying something like this now, like Ethereum might see more momentum soon during around 1 month after this topping out phase, right? If I'm going to be saying something like that right now, most of you guys might think, this guy, what is he saying? I mean, we're clearly not seeing it now. How can we see it in the future, right? I mean, most of you guys think that. It's just because of your emotions. But for me, the charts are telling me a very clear story and are painting a very nice picture for me. So let's have a look into the chat in a few seconds. First of all, let's have a look into the Bitcoin dominance, because I do want to see that during this final stage, if Bitcoin is going to be bouncing and when Bitcoin is going to be bouncing, right? I do indeed want to see Ethereum outperforming. I want to see a stronger bounce again for the altcoins, and I want to see Bitcoin dominance seeing that further continuation, right? Now for that, we need to break a bit of an uptrend right over here for the Bitcoin dominance. Right now it is bouncing to the upside. This is just what I've been saying, right? Right now it's hard to see. Right now it's hard to be bullish on altcoins. While altcoins are lagging and are going down even more than Bitcoin is doing, it's hard to be bullish on altcoins. It's hard to buy a dip, okay? It's hard to buy a dip while you're losing money already. It's very hard. I mean, but that's what I'm doing. So, of course, no financial advice. Of course, no financial advice. That's always what I want to make clear. I'm just sharing what I'm doing myself, but I'm accumulating myself. And yeah, I've got another order down below. If we're going to be dumping even further, I've got another order down below, which I want to be getting filled. Quite honestly, if we're going to be dumping to the $3,540 level, well, I want my order over here to be getting filled. So that would be very nice if we're going to do so. Now for Bitcoin, let me know in the comments, let me know in the live chat where you think we can be seeing a bit of a bottom getting created. Let's have a look into the shorter time frames, what's happening with Bitcoin. Yeah, we're continuing a bit of that dump right now, right? Let me know in the comments where you think we can be finding a bit of a bottom. I do think that from this level of support, we can see a bounce. Even though we're breaking below it in the shorter time frame, we can easily wick down below and then still push to the upside, right? So let's have a look into a few chats. Let's have a look into a few comments. Bottom now, 98k to the 100k is the bottom. Well, then indeed we might come down to the 50 weekly moving average. I mean, that would not be all too surprising. I'm not counting out that scenario. It could very well happen. We could very well go to the 50 weekly moving average. I mean, it's a very, very possible scenario, right? Where we're just going to return to the 50 weekly moving average, bounce from that level, get everybody excited again. Everybody saying, oh yeah, see, we're still in a bull market. We're still in a bull market. Then have this somewhat of a level of resistance, maybe this level over here, and then get it rejected from that one, then enter the bear market, and then, yes, like, that could be a very possible scenario, right? So indeed, in that case, the 100k would be a very good level to have a look into. The 100k could be a very good level then. We will go to 21k. That's crazy. Bitcoin going to 0. Yes, that's the spirit. Bitcoin's going to 0. Yes. Liquidation week to 98k to 96k. So liquidate everybody out again. You're thinking, all right, let's see. Hope a final bounce. Yeah. I mean, I would not mind if Bitcoin goes to the 100k level. Even see a bit of a wick down below the 50 weekly average. So maybe maybe indeed 98k for a big liquidation week. Although I do not think 98k all that far is going to be that likely anymore. I do think the 100k would be a plausible, feasible scenario that could happen. But the 100k, I definitely do think we can be finding a bottom from that level. Also, even during the last cycle, right? During this cycle right over here in 2021, we have seen us coming down to the 50 weekly moving average pretty quickly, right? Pretty quickly. But we didn't really fall down below it instantly. We still traded it around this level. We got supported. We still saw a bit of a bounce from off this level. Then we fall down below and we even retested. We even came back to retest this level. And then we really initiated the bear market, right? Also, right over here, we have still seen a bounce initially over here. And then after that, right over here, we still saw a bounce from off the level. So if we come down to the 50 weekly moving average, I will be expecting a bounce or at least a struggle to break down below it. What is a 50 weekly moving average price? It depends a bit on the exchange, all right, per exchange. But if you open your indicator tab right over here, you can see the daily moving average and you can see the number next to it. It's 101k 101.3k, so $101,300. That is it exactly, but it changes it around a bit per exchange. As long as it's above 96k, we're good. Then it's Mike. Yeah. At least time out for 24 hours. Wow. Crazy. There we go. Let's have a look into the chat. I'm short since 9th of October. Won't close it for now. I mean, it depends, right? What your strategy is going to be. If you want to hold it all the way to the bear market, I mean, on Bitcoin, I do think you're pretty well off, if I'm being honest. 9th of October, that was just before the dump, no? The dump was... Oh, over here you don't have the wick. Crazy wick. Yeah, it was just the day before the big liquidation event. Congratulations on that. Yeah. Everyone that was deep into leverage is now bearish. Yeah, very bearish. Everybody is very bearish. Everybody is quitting again, etc. But I mean, it's always like this. It's always the same story. It's literally almost, it's always the same story. Always during the dump, people forget, lose hope. They go out of the space again. They don't pay attention anymore. And then it bottoms out slowly, right? And then after the bottoming out phase, we go up again, and then they join again. They pile up on the top again, and then they think, oh, how can this happen to me again? Well, because you didn't pay attention while we were dumping and while we were on the lows. You only pay attention when we are at the highs. So I mean, it's a bit sad to see everybody leaving again, if I'm being honest. But I mean, that's part of the game. It's how the game is designed to be. It's literally how it is. Welcome to the bear market. Yeah, very likely. I mean, I've been going over it, right? I've been going over it. It's sad to see, but still, the bear market is gonna make us the most amount of money. I mean, if I'm being honest, right? once we hit the bear market, then we want to still have a look into bottoming out phases, and we want to accumulate that bottom, because I only think that if you accumulate a bear market bottom, that is where the real wealth is being made. Okay, and for the bear market, if we're gonna enter that, I already have very clear, good strategy. I'm just gonna dollar cost average into Bitcoin, and I hope that we are gonna enter that bear market, quite honestly, in a couple months' time, because then I can accumulate more Bitcoin. I accumulate very, very, very nicely, and it's gonna be perfect for me. That's exactly what I want. Okay, I want to accumulate at these lower prices, and also, well, like, these are things, these are topics we can talk about if a bear market is gonna hit. But what if all of these DATs are gonna what is it? What if all of these DATs are gonna collapse? We don't have it here. For example, I don't think Michael Saylor, he pretty likely will survive. I do think so. But other DATs, I think they're gonna collapse, and we're gonna have some nice flash crashes because of their collapsing, and these flash crashes are gonna present us with some very good opportunities. So that's going to be the topic for if we enter a bear market. Okay, these DATs. Which are going to be causing for huge liquidation events, huge liquidation wicks, and then we can scoop up their Bitcoin again. Imagine if Michael Saylor will get liquidated. I mean, their average cost right now is 74K. I mean, it can dip below the 74K, right? And it's going to be all fine. But what if, indeed, Bitcoin crashes down to 40K again? Like half of their average cost. What if that will happen? I mean, might get crazy then, right? Might get very crazy then. What if then we're gonna see a big liquidation event to like 30K? Because I mean, I'm just speculating now, right? But I'm just telling you, whenever we are going to be entering that bear market, this is going to be the time to pay attention and to stick around in crypto, because the real wealth always gets created during bear markets, okay? Now, it gets created during the bear markets, but it gets realized during the bull markets. Where do you see Bitcoin bouncing? I mean, if we're gonna see a bounce, and when, like for example, if we bounce from this level, the 50 weekly average, I think we can have a look into the 0.5 level, and that would be around 113.8K level again. And maybe the golden pocket, which would, yeah, the golden pocket looks very nice in my opinion. Maybe around 116 to 117K level, or around that level. So if we see a push to the 50 weekly moving average, a slow bottom, I think, and then back to that level, and then collapse, right? Something like that in that case. And then really collapse in November. So yep. October, yeah, it's sad to see. I mean, we still have got Q4, right? Q4, historically speaking, was bullish indeed. But 4-year cycles, they're just too strong. They're just too strong, man. Also, the on-chain indicators, I mean, you cannot mess with it. It's cycle theory. It's cycle theory. Yeah, 100%. If you're in spot, I mean, it's no reason to stress, right? Stress about the markets. I'm spot since 20. You mean 20K for Bitcoin? And I'm stressing. I mean, if you're spot since 20K for Bitcoin, then take some of your profits. Do you think we could have topped without a proper altcoin season? I mean, for me, very hard to believe, man. Very hard. I mean, in that case, I was very wrong about it. I mean, but it could happen. I mean, it could happen. I'm not counting that out at all. I'm not counting that out at all. And in that case, indeed, it was just all about the liquidity cycle where we haven't seen the M2 global liquidity, or sorry, the fat balance sheet increasing. And in that case, just only tightening for this cycle. And because of that, I would say that's the reason why we haven't seen the altcoin season this cycle. Or maybe because there's been no real big retail inflow. I mean, you could name 100 reasons why, right? Maybe because of pump fund really extracting a lot of the money from the retail inflow that was actually there. I don't know. There could be 100 reasons. But indeed, if we have topped out already, I mean, there will not be a big altcoin season anymore, I think. Just an exit pump. I mean, for Ethereum, if we go to the 6K level in a span of a month, right? I would call that an exit pump, not really an altcoin season anymore. So yeah, that's going to be very unfortunate, but I think the reality in that case. And well, you are a comedian. Why? Why? Well, this is the thing. When prices go down, well, then people like this are gonna come. You know, then these comments are gonna appear. And I mean, I do not really care, but it tells more about you than about me. Retail lining up for gold, low buying the top, typical retail behavior. Yeah, gold is going nuts. It's going nuts. Ever go to a Bitcoin Amsterdam? Amsterdam Bitcoin meet? You mean the Bitcoin Amsterdam event? I'm not sure if I'm gonna go. I've never been to the Bitcoin Amsterdam event. I think it's a bit small. I just like Token 2049, but maybe this year I could go. I'm not sure. I always say, "Oh, this time I'm gonna go," but then I mean, I don't really care about these events that much. So then always I say, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go," and then I end up not going because I'm just too lazy to go there. Are you selling? I have been selling a lot of spot. Yes, but now like with leverage, I'm not selling. No. Yes, I hope so too that we can see an extension of the bull market or at least that recovery pump, right? Now, one thing that I will say though is that if you have lost a lot of money in the last 2 weeks, one thing that I will say is that uh, always only the people that really lost all of their money or haven't really made any money during this cycle were the people that joined maybe somewhere here in the cycle, maybe somewhere here, maybe somewhere here or at the all-time highs. It were all of the people. Now, if you've been around already during the last cycle, right? I joined crypto right over here, right over here. Or no, I joined crypto right over here. So I've been throughout this cycle. Okay, I've been making money throughout the entire cycle over here. Then I lost a lot again during the bear market, but I accumulated again because I knew that this was going to happen again. And because of that, I've been accumulating very cheap. I've been very profitable during the entirety of the cycle. Only with altcoins, not, but with Bitcoin, etc. My camera is dying. Oh, doesn't matter much. But only because I've been buying over here, I've been very profitable during the entirety of this cycle. And that is one thing that I will say is that if you have been losing during this cycle, if it's probably because you have entered right over here, somewhere in the middle of this cycle. But one thing that I will say though is that if you just stay, if the bear market is indeed gonna hit, and then you buy during that bear market, and then another bull market is gonna hit, well, this cycle, the next cycle, will be the time for you to shine, where you will make a lot of your profits. And just learn then from this cycle. Okay, I've been in an advantage where, yeah, no cam, indeed, I've turned it off now because I think it's overheating or something. I'm not sure. I'll check after the stream. But I've been the lucky one that has already been making money for the first cycle. Okay, but most people always lose for the first cycle, and then the second cycle they're really profiting, and the third cycle it's like kind of insane, right? Um, camera died looking at the charts. Yeah, let's have a look. What is Bitcoin doing? Bouncing a bit, bouncing a bit. Ah, right. I bought alts when Bitcoin was at 60K, still got hit. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. Like, I fortunately still got a lot of Bitcoin as well on top of the alts. Nobody wants to ride back another 4 years, sell and save yourselves. I mean, why people say you have to hold for another 4 years is because it takes 4 years from top to top, right? So this takes 4 years over here. This takes 4 years over here. And this takes 4 years over here. Okay, from top to top. So in another 4 years, it's gonna be, for example, here. Okay, but the bear market itself only lasts for 1 year, and after that, it's another 4 years of up. Okay, up. So if you're gonna sell now, well, then buy back in 1 year. Okay, and then after that, it's another cycle again, and then boom, right? Then you can profit during this. Oh, can't see it. Then you can profit during this stage here. Yeah, that was before the ETFs 4 year cycles are done. It could be. It could be. It might be true. I'm just sticking with the facts until I'm invalidated, and if I'm very aware of the fact that I could get invalidated. That's why I'm having a look into the 50 weekly moving average. As long as we still hold above it, I will still remain to be bullish. Okay. Very simple for me. Very simple. As long as we can hold above it. Stay here live with us until we pump back up. I mean, I'm not. I cannot stay live the entire day. uh, I mean, I will try to stay live as long as possible, but I can't stay live for the entire day. Uh, Cardano is back to Bitcoin. I mean, that's good, right? You can come after 10 hours and we will be pumping. Let's go. What do you think about others Bitcoin chart? It's literally breaking out next month. I'm not sure. I'm new in crypto. When you take profits, is it in percentage of your holdings or is it a percentage of your profit? Um, it depends a lot. Like for your spot or um, so for your spot holdings, it's very different than for your trades, obviously. Now for your spot holdings, I mean, I wouldn't do percentage of your profit. I would just do percentage of your holdings. I'm just doing a percentage of whatever I'm holding, right? Mm. Why not enable super tanks so you receive good support plus engaging questions? It's there, right? What is super tanks? I mean super chat, right? It's there. What is super tanks? Uh, How much percentage? I mean, it depends, right? How much conviction you have that it's gonna go down, etc. Yeah, indeed. The fear and greed is indeed at 20. It's insane. Everyone on Twitter saying we're gonna go to 90K. I mean, I don't see that. I don't see that. Most people are in fact having a look into this 50 weekly moving average, but it's just because it's so true and it holds so much power. I mean, do you also hate Trump just a little bit after the tariffs? I mean, yeah, yeah. Well, what can I say? I mean, yes, for sure. I hate what he has done. Yes. I hate the effects that it has caused on the market. But I will say that if it wasn't Trump and the tariffs, maybe it would have been something different that has catalyzed and has cascaded this dump, right? People are always putting a narrative into a dump, but the room was already full of gas, right? Trump might have just been the lighter heating it up, but it could have been somebody else, or it could have been something different. And yes, I hate, of course, the effect that is given on that, but I'm not gonna be political or anything like that. Yeah, me too, man. See you, bro. Meet you at the next live. Be safe and don't drink so much wine. No, for sure not. All right. Yeah, I am still here, but I am going to be leaving now. I mean, I just this is the morning time, and in the morning I also need to do some other things still. I mean, it's already midday. It's already afternoon. That's crazy. No, but I'm gonna stop now with streaming. I hope that this stream might have helped some people out there with calming people down or just saying what I think about the market a bit more extensively. I did like 1 hour ago upload an update video, so make sure to go ahead and check that one out. And of course, join the Platinum group, and we can chat over here, etc. We can talk about the markets in this chat right over here. And I share all of my trading updates in the Platinum group, which you can join with the first link down below. And also, yeah, make sure to trade over on weeks. Also, with the second link down below, you can claim some insane big bonuses to trade over on weeks with huge Ethereum deposit bonuses, and also with 25% trading fee discount. So that is definitely very valuable to check it out. And also, there's a big trading competition right now ongoing on weeks. Let's see. I'm pretty interested. What are the details now? Oh, I can spin. How much can I spin? 14 spins. 14 spins. Okay, let's see. Should we do it now? I'm gonna do it after the stream. I'm gonna spin a bit. Grab some free money. Right, so you can also join with that over on weeks. So make sure to check that one out. And guys, yeah, with that being said, I'll see you in another, or I'll see you inside in the Platinum group, right? But otherwise in another live stream or video later. Bye bye, guys.